All right, everybody, welcome back. It is Friday, which means it is the last day of our weekly challenge against the robots, boards 9 and 10. And look at this monster I left us with before we finished on Thursday. This is a whack job of a hand. You don't look at this and say, hey, I need to develop some system for this hand, or we need to discuss this with my partner. This is so infrequently going to pop up that we just need to be normal with it. We have a massive hand with 8 spades. This is a hand that you already know you're playing game, and it's going to be spades almost assuredly. And you may have slam. Partner does not need too much for us to be able to make slam on a hand like this. Right? Give them 10 points. The ace queen of clubs and the ace of hearts, and 2 small spades. Right, we're cold for 6 usually on this line of cards. So here we have to be mindful of that, right? So we want to bid this in a very powerful way. First things first, we're going to make a forcing bid. We're going to bid 1 spade. I'm tempted to bid 2 spades with this hand, and that's because the robot plays something weird that you should not be playing. Right, the robot plays something called the strong jump shift, or here it's called the Soloway jump shift. They've named it after the great Paul Soloway, I believe. And that shows 17 or more points and 6 or more spades. The good thing is our hand is worthy of that value. The problem is partner's going to expect like high card points of that nature, and we only have 13. So we might excite partner too much by bidding 2 spades, even though, I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about it. I think this might be our best line here. If we bid 1 spade, we might be able to 4th suit force or bid new minor forcing, but then what are we going to do afterwards? If we show this as a strong hand initially, and again, just really important that you understand this is not a bid you're going to be able to make normally, because we use these bids to be something different. We don't use them as strong bids anymore. At least most people don't. So here, I'm going to trot it out. I never make this bid. This is kind of why I want to make it. It's not 17 plus points, but look at this. I could give you millions of 7 or 17 point hands that aren't even close to as strong as this. So I'm very confident to be able to do this. Now partner bids 3 clubs, and always recognize that when we bid 2 spades, we're in a game force. So that's interesting. Partner has something good in clubs. We're going to rebid our spades, showing like a solid spade suit. And now partner bids 4 clubs. Interesting. So they have at least the ace queen of clubs, 5 plus hearts, and it looks like this is a Q bid in support of spades. So I get to I get to actually key card in the spade suit. The one problem with this is if partner has a singleton spade, it's still, we might be able to take home the whole spade suit, but we really have an issue with this. Let's see, did partner show anything in spades at all? See, the partner is showing nothing in the spade suit. A little bit worrisome here when we see this. So we might be in a spot where if we bet a slam, we might have a spade loser or more. This is simply just chunks of cards in that. So I don't know. I'm going to key card anyway. If I find partner with enough key cards, I'm going to bid a slam. If not, I'm going to just bail out at 4 spades. 5 diamonds, 1 or 4 key cards. Well, they can't have 4, so they have 1. They have one of those outside aces. Let's hope we're not too high here. And there it is. There's the void in partner's hand. Unfortunate, but we have a possibility of making this if they don't cash their ace of diamonds, which they're likely to do, or if we get a reasonable break in spades. This might be a 0 for, oh, this is perfect. Okay. Well, we get to jettison our diamond card here. And now, even if spades are breaking bad for us, we have a spot to actually take enough tricks. So here, we're going to draw some trump. The robot was super generous with us here. Let's hope they split evenly. We love seeing that. And now we don't need to draw the last round of trump, but we're going to, so that our pitches will make sense when we make them, right? When we get over to that dummy with the ace of clubs, they're giving us a free finesse anyway. Okay. We would be able to pitch on the queen jack of hearts, but really bad bid by yours truly. I think we got ourselves a little bit too high. I kind of advertised a solid suit here. I don't have it. I have ace king 10 9 8, not ace king queen, but this is a terribly difficult hand to bid. Watch what happens if we bid a spade. Partner's going to bid 2 diamonds, and now we're going to bid 3 clubs, which is 4th suit forcing. Partner's now going to bid 3 diamonds. We're going to bid 3 spades. What the heck's partner going to do now, right? We'll probably end up in 4 spades and won't get too excited here. The real issue with partner's hand is they have no spades. If they had 1 small or even 2 small, That would be amazing, but I guess they would have raised if we bid 2 spades with maybe 2 small. So stiff queen would be nice also, right? That wouldn't be the worst card for them to have. Unfortunate that they have that light of a hand. Look at this. It's 11 opposite 13. We still took 11 tricks, even though we're always going to take 10 on this hand. Unfortunately, it's a colossal misfit. When you have misfits like this, it plays badly usually. We're just super lucky that our right-hand opponent didn't figure out to lead a diamond, right? And it looks like that's kind of scary for them. And honestly, what are they thinking? They're thinking, well, this wacko just kind of bid some spades and then bid key card, right? I expect them to have the ace of diamonds. Sorry, robots. I get to trick you sometimes too, I suppose. So turnabout is fair play. Lucky to escape with our lives there. Maybe they're in 4 spades, only making 4, and this is a win for us. I hate winning this way, though, so I hope this is a chop, and the robot had the same issue at their own table. Last but not least, guys, our last chance to excel. A beautiful 1-no trump opener. 17. We are totally balanced. Not totally balanced, but we are balanced enough to never want to upgrade this hand, right? We would never be treating this as 18-19 just because we're 4-4-3-2, so we have no reason to do that. And here, whoa, check it out. Pretty good hand for partner. Maybe too much, but take a look. Would you bid with that north hand, folks? What would you do if partner opened a no trump and you had this hand? Yeah, you're supposed to pass, right? You downgrade this hand. You only invite after partner opens or overcalls 1-no trump with a good 8 or more. This has chunky intermediate cards, I'll give it that, but it's a downgrade when we're flat. 4-3-3-3 distribution doesn't play very well in pretty much any contract. There's no source of tricks. There's certainly no roughing value if you find a fit, which here you're not going to. You don't have any major suits to deal with. So at this point, we have to look at that hand and say, good bid, partner. Even though we might take 9 tricks here, who knows? We don't belong in game, right? This is a very good spot to just stay out of game. Now, if we knew this was a 4th best lead, we would have an easier way to play this. I'm going to assume it is for now and be surprised when the robot tricks us after we got away with something on the last board. But here, if they have the queen jack of clubs, I need to play the 9 at this point. But if they only have 1 honor, I still get to play the 9 and force out an honor from my right. And then I get to lead towards that 10 later and create a trick in that way as well. If this is not a 4th best lead, I'm not really going to do too much damage here. If I play low, I risk right-hand opponent just sticking in the 6, the 7, or the 8, and now I have to play the ace, and I haven't given myself any extra tricks at this point. So here we go. We're going to play the 9, and we see that jack. Okay, great. We're going to shelve this conversation for a moment. We might play clubs later, and we'll get to that point in a moment. But take a look. Count your winners and plan your play in 1-no trump here. It's nice that you have a 25 points between both tables and you're only in 1. But here, we have 3 diamond winners. We have 2 clubs for sure. That's 5. We have the ace of hearts for 6 and the ace of spades for 7. All right, do we have extra tricks that we could take on this hand? Absolutely. We just talked about 1 in clubs. We also have an extra diamond we might be able to create as well. Do we have time to do a bunch of stuff? Not really. Right? The heart position and the spade position could produce a bunch of losers for us. The spade suit, maybe we could set that up for 1 extra trick if it's dividing evenly. But the heart suit, take a look. If we had a 3rd heart, that's a suit that at least if they let it, we might be able to scrape together an extra trick. But with only 2 of them in our own hand, we are kind of stuck with 1 winner there and really no ability to create extra tricks unless they lead one of their honors, right? So here, I'm going to be in the business of playing some diamonds first. Let's suss this out. We're going to play the ace of diamonds from this hand. We're doing this for this exact reason, folks. Take a look. We get a nice piece of information here. We play the honor from the side that has 2 first, just in case we get some information that allows us to finesse for the jack in either direction. Now, if West shows out, which they have done here, now I know I get to get over to that dummy and take a diamond finesse towards this hand that is now marked, right? I know exactly what's going to win this, and I will always know, right? I never have any issue on this hand. However, let's say East showed out, right? Now I could take a finesse this way because I've maintained 2 honors, 1 here and 1 here that can take care of that jack. So we get to finesse in both directions. So here, as you can hear one of my students, Kelly, out there, divorce the pair. When you have 3 honors, ace, king, queen, and you also have maybe a finesse position for the jack, cash the honor that has 2 of them in their hand first, and you'll get a read sometimes just like this. So this is just good bridge here. I'm going to just play low from dummy. Now I expect that club lead was from length, right? When this person has a void in diamonds, I am not worried about that club suit, breaking weirdly as far as like East having a long clubs. I guess they could still, but it's so unlikely now. So I'm going to try to create a club trick. Here's my king of clubs. Let's see if they show. Oh, okay. So the queen just fell, and now it's worse. Actually, now I realize that not that I would do this anyway. If I play low at trick 1, I get to see the jack get played. I'll play the ace, and then when I play the king, the queen will fall. Right. So I guess I could have played one trick better, but it didn't seem like the right choice at the moment for sure. And here now we know we've created at least one club trick. Let's take a look there. What was that spot? Just King 6-3. Okay. So now I know I have one club trick, and that's the most I'm ever going to get in that suit as well. So here comes a time where we just want to be a little more greedy, right? We have time on this hand, and we have plenty of it. We have stoppers everywhere, clubs, diamonds, and hearts, at least for now. All right. I'd like left-hand opponent to be on lead if they're going to lead hearts, but really, I think we know if left-hand opponent gets on lead, they're going to lead a club. And righty, who knows? I mean, I would guess they would find a heart switch at some point, which we might deal with as well. But I'm going to try to create an extra spade trick first. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to play a spade to the 8. All right, East is going to win the 10. Here comes the king. This is what we wanted, folks. We want to test out the split of this suit. And let's see what is going to happen here. Question is, what should we play? Let's think for a second. Do we have entries to our hand if we duck this? Yes. And why do we duck this? Well, I want to be maintaining the lead choice when I find out if spades are breaking or not. I could play the ace of spades right now and just lead a spade. But now they'll gobble up 2 spade tricks when the suit isn't breaking evenly. If I duck this, and then later on I cash the ace of spades, if it's not breaking, I get to know that it's not breaking, so I don't have to continue spades, right? They'll only take this one extra spade trick here. So I'm going to duck again. And now we'll see what they do. Now they're breaking spades, and bingo. There they go. They've set up an extra trick for us. So let's see. Can we go further down this rabbit hole? Let's count our winners, right? We know because of the diamond position that we're going to take 3 diamonds. We also know we're going to take a heart. That's 4. A club is 5, and a spade is 6, which means we're going to take 10 tricks on this hand. Let's see if we can do a little damage here. We're gonna see. Let's plan this out. Hang on. Let me put on a thinking header. I hate when I just kind of blast through and not have a good thought process. We might have a little squeeze action here. We know left-hand opponent started with 4 clubs, right? They actually made a 4th best lead where we're 4 in dummy. There were 3 in our hand. That's 7, and right-hand opponent had 2. So they had 4 clubs. They had 3 spades for 7. And they also had no diamonds, right? So they have a 6-card hard suit over there. I don't think we're going to be able to get them to pitch all of those, but if they pitch 1 club, we're going to be successful, okay? Also, East may have a singleton hard honor or something over there that we might be able to do some damage with, but I don't think it's really going to work out for us here unless East has both of the hard honors, and then maybe we can scrabble together extra winners that way. I don't think so, though. The first things first, we're in the dummy at this point. We're going to save an entry to that hand with that 10 of clubs. We're going to play that last. So here, all I'm really going to be looking at is if West throws a club, I'm going to take an extra trick. So I'm just going to watch for that card. Or if we see a hard honor at any point, we might have some information. Here's our marked finesse. We always are going to take that. And now we're just making it super uncomfortable for our left-hand opponent. I'm going to play this just for the heck of it. There goes that diamond that we know about. And here comes a spade. I'm going to play that there. And there goes a diamond pitch. That's very safe for them. And now I just play a club to the 10. I know the 5 isn't good, so my only chance at success is hearts, and this is so unlikely to be successful. And take a look. East had the queen of hearts, and lefty has a good club at this point. Boom, boom. All right. Not too shabby. We took 10 tricks. Let's see our result, folks. We get to see the final result right here. How'd we do? Let's give it a second. Oh, we won. Thank goodness. I was a little nervous at the beginning of our of our match here. I know we had a couple of mistakes, and it looks like our worst mistake, the hand I played so badly, was actually a chop. We have 50% on that one. So let's jump into our results screen here and take a look. But very happy that we got back on the winning streak here. Pretty solid effort from our side. And look at this last one. One no trump making four. The robot played it just as well as we did, right? They took 10 tricks also. So all that work for a chop in action, plus 180 on both sides. So let's take a little further peek at this one, folks. I'm very happy we were victorious. All right, folks, here we are. Pretty darn good. The first board we saw of the set was just a normal one, no trump, and this we kind of knew this was going to be an average, right? We had no way to kind of do anything differently on this board. We were just going to take 7 tricks for our making one. This next one, we also had a pretty good read on. We knew we were going to do really well on this board because we kind of just got everything right? We played 3 hearts. But take a look. This is where we went spade, and we got to win the trick with the 8. And then we got to pitch away a diamond, so we were way ahead already on this one. And then later on in this hand, we were able to ruff all our clubs, right? So we played this one quite well, and we got our tops in the play. By the way, that is almost always the case. You're rarely going to get a great board by brilliant bidding, right? You're usually just going to get better boards by being in the right contract as everyone else and just playing it a trick or maybe more better than the opponents. This one we let some, or at least we left some score on the table. We could go down. We could certainly go down less than 2 on this one, I'm pretty sure. So maybe we could play that one slightly better for a more successful score. Oh, well. This next one here, just that 4 spade bid. We doubled, partner bid 4 spades correctly, and we took the right number of tricks. I think we knew at the time this was going to be a very normal score as well, right? And it's because East made the same terrible play at both tables. Look at it. Here's the other table. Here's the robots. And watch it go ace of hearts, king of spades. This is really nice. You never have this luxury in a real bridge match because there are different opponents at every table, right? So no one, you would guess that not 2 players would be wacky enough to lead their singleton king of trumps knowing that that's a card that's going to be finessed for, but there's the robot for you. When you play in these matches, you kind of have the good read on the result at the other table. Next one, very, very normal as well, as we said, when a heart, a spade. The robot made the Q bid correctly, just like we did. And when we look at the other table, we see the Q bid and partner just bidding 4 hearts. And we see that wasted value in clubs, right? We weren't going to go any further. Taking 11 tricks was worth our average. This next one was a 0 for us, and that's just because the robot stayed lower. And I'm wondering how they got to do that, actually. It went a diamond and then a Michael's Q bid. Did they have something different at the other table? What happened here? Oh, there it is, guys. They passed their 11 count. Like we said, this is the spot where it went at our table. Let's just make sure we have this right. It went past and we opened a diamond with this very nice 11 count with these chunky values as well. And this is the one I was telling you that a lot of times when you pass an 11 count, it's just going to get passed out against the robots. Here we see that that was not the case, right? And that meant that when they chose not to open our hand, they gained a little advantage by being able to play at a lower level. Watch what happens. It goes a spade. Partner overcalls 2 clubs. Not the best overcall. You're usually supposed to have 6, but that's a pretty good hand. You can't blame him too much for that. And then we, as the South player, get to make a Q bid with this hand. Right? We show our good raise, 10 or more points, and support for clubs, which because of the overcall showing 5 or 6 usually, we have 3 clubs, so we certainly have a fit, so we're able to make this Q bid. And then partner just correctly signs off in 3 clubs. Our auction, because I opened the bidding, unfortunately, our auction was a little bit different because when I opened a diamond, it got way out of whack, right? They made the Michael's Q bid, and then it went 2 spades by partner showing a club raise, showing clubs and constructive values. And then it went 3 hearts, 4 clubs by us. Just kind of punting here and trying to find our best plus score. So here, our opening bid actually hurt us, unfortunately. But oh well, the rest of these were pretty darn good, right? This one, our opponents got to 3 no trump apparently on this, which is kind of weird. Let's see what they did. It went a diamond, 2 diamonds. See, the robot apparently thinks in a weird way about this. They only bid 2 hearts with our hand, when in reality 2 no trump is the best bid. And take this one to the bank, folks. When you have especially like a balanced hand like this, when partner gives you an inverted minor suit raise, the most important suits to have stopped are the major suits, because we're both advertising the inability to bid majors. So they're going to lead those the most often. So when you have both major suits well stopped, bid 2 no trump, unless you're a total minimum, right? And that's the difference in this robots auction. They chose to bid 2 hearts, which, to be honest, should say, hey, I have a heart stopper and I don't have a spade stopper. Okay. Here they play it a little differently. They have a weird agreement in this spot, but that's okay. Here is number 8. Now let's take a look at our table. We just went plus on this board, and that's because we decided to open a club in 4th seat because we used the rule of 15 and it was on. We had 11 high card points right here. Well, wrong hand. And we add to that the total number of spades we have, which is 4. That comes to 15 in the 4th seat only. After 3 passes, and it's your choice whether to open. This is a really good rule to follow, and by following it, we got a top board. Right? We got a top board just because we chose to open correctly. And we got to play the master trump suit. We got to play spades, right? Magic, right? We were in there and we get to go plus 110. As long as we go plus, we beat their pass out. Here at their table, they went against the rule of 15. No one taught the robots this rule, so they passed it out and they get a 0 as a result because we get to go plus instead of our opponents going plus in this spot, or getting nothing. The next deal is my fault. I bamboozled the robot. Guilty as charged. Finally, I get my comeuppance, or my revenge against the robots kind of doing this to me all the time. I was too aggressive here. But honestly, this is such a sick hand. Who knows what's right, especially when you're dealing with a robot at the other table. I'm kind of happy the way I bid it. I think I just bought badly, right? I just need 1 honor from the ace of hearts would be nice, you know? Maybe less of a misfit, maybe giving me 1 or 2 trumps and I'm all set, right? So I don't need too much. If I found like 2 with the queen, I would definitely have bid a slam on this one. Or even 2, I might have given it a shot. But again, I took a lot of risk by not only making a jump shift initially, but then showing what the robot assumed was a solid suit. Oh well. But we tricked him on defense and get our score that way. And this last one, bravo to the robot. They played it super well. And let's see what they did. They played the same thing and went queen jack. They let a diamond to the king. They got the bad news. This is a bad play by them, right? Because if the suit was breaking badly the other direction, they don't get this finesse, right? So here, they're a trick behind, at least at this point in my book. Now it went ace of clubs. They got the good news here, and now they did the same thing. Look at the robot. Nice work, buddy. Here they go. They're trying to just set up any extra tricks that they can. And notice East just has a real problem, right? They can't break hearts, right? They would love to. They have queen small, but it's a disaster if they break hearts. All we have to do is duck once, and then the queen is gone, and the 10 is a trick, or the jack is. So here you can sympathize with their choices at this point, even though they could exit a diamond as well. But here, there's the next card. They ducked again. Look at that. We had a mirrored image, except they played diamonds in a weird way. So well done to the robot. We'll have to remember that they are pretty darn good declares in 1 no trump at least. And that's the final result, folks. A win finally by us. We were tied and then a loss. Through no fault of my own, to be honest. Last week I could have bid a game myself and come out the victor. So here, it's nice to get back on the winning track. Let's get to the right table. 65%. We really only had 1 bad board, and that was just a choice of us opening the bidding a little aggressively with our nice 11 count with those intermediate values. So here, very happy stuff. You love a card like this. Don't look for you don't need an 80% game to win, right? You want to have cards like this. Now, this is, someone commented in the chat, this is equivalent to what a border match would be. You're either winning, losing, or tying every board. We want to tie as many boards as possible, which means in a real field with multiple partnerships playing the same hand, we want to be around that 50% level. Even like a 45, a 40% board is not terrible at all. A 0 is terrible, right? So what you want to avoid the really bad scores, and then your good scores, the ones you overachieve a little bit, will kind of boost up that 50 level to more like a reasonable result that you can score some points with. So don't think you have to crush it on every board. You just need to have a few good boards, and the rest just need to be around average, and you'll be doing really well in this game. So guys, thank you so much for joining once again. This was a fun tournament, especially with some of the hands that we saw, and I will be back with another version next week. We'll play some imps, and we'll see if we can best the robot once again and get on another winning streak. We were on a really good one to start. I think we had like 8 in a row at some point, and now the robot's kind of feeling a little bit more confident. They've had a few good results here, and we've learned a little bit along the way. So we'll keep learning, and we'll keep playing these things every week. And I will either see you right here at the tables. In the weekend game, don't forget you can sign up for that. I'll leave a link right in the comments here. It's a free game. You get to play against all the pros every single week, and you get to see their results in a nice little results video after that as well. Or I'll see you in the classes at bridgelesson.com or right back here with the weekly challenge. Thanks a lot for joining, folks, and I'll see you real soon.